Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm finally live streaming, so that's pretty excited. So today, let's just get it started. Well, before everything, actually, I'm just gonna let you know what we're gonna talk about. Today, we're gonna talk about the Spanish verb hablar. And I talked about this verb a few days ago, and some of you left some comments letting me know about this verb, and well, you wanted to know more about the conjugation of the verb and actually of many other verbs. So I thought, it's just that I was thinking I should do a video about the conjugation of that verb. It's just something really easy. It's not going to be complicated. And actually, you will be able to download this visual aid. It's going to be available on SMElessons.com. Sorry. I'm a little nervous, if you can notice, but I'm pretty excited about this for sure. So before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. By the way, you can use the chat on the live streaming page. So I see right here, Bruce McCormick says A. How are you, Bruce? Thank you for watching. So I can't see your comments, whatever you type on. Well, if you're using the chat, I can see what you're saying. So if you have any questions, please just use the chat. Let me know, and I'll do my best to see all the comments. Okay. So let's get started. As I said, I had a video about this Spanish verb, hablar. It means to speak, to talk, and sometimes it means to call. So if you haven't watched that video, I suggest you watch it so you can see the meaning of it, the pronunciation. You can see some examples. So just let me know what you think about this. Oh my God, I see more comments. Okay, 99 Saul. Hi. How's it going? I see also, sorry if I can't see well, Junior Chef Alex R. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre pretérito y imperfecto? Well, that's a good question. I will say pretérito is more simple than the imperfect tense. Preterite is more like, it's difficult to explain it, but I will have a video explaining the difference between the two tenses for sure. It's a subtle difference. It's almost the same, but you have to know when to use which. Preterite to me is a little bit more simple. Imperfect tense is a little bit more complicated to use, but essentially it is something related to the past. It's like a past tense. Okay, so I see 99 Sol says hablar, contar, platicar. I assume that that's something you would like to know about, like the other two verbs, contar and platicar. The differences of those verbs, that's actually a really good question. Hablar is a more general term to speak. So I speak, I talk. So that's a basic verb. Contar is like, let me tell you a story. To tell a story. Just think about that concept. So you were saying something more like a tale or story, something that you're telling to someone. And platicar is more like you're chatting with someone, right? So it's like some action that, yeah, involves talking, but it's a little bit more like you're with your friends, you are chatting, and something like that. For sure, I'll talk about contar and platicar in future videos. For sure, that's a great question. But for now, as I was saying, we're going to talk about the conjugation of the verb hablar. Hablar. So I actually have a video because there are some tricks when conjugating verbs. You can easily conjugate them by knowing certain endings. So you replace, for example, you can see here hablar has it ends with an A and R. So basically, when conjugating regular verbs, you replace those two letters with different endings, depending on the tense, depending on the personal pronoun. So I will add a link to that in the video description, but it's also good to see the conjugation of verbs individually because you get used to see them, to see the conjugation, right? Okay, so for this, you really need to know the personal pronouns, the Spanish personal pronouns. Briefly, we will talk about them right now. So, you're welcome, 99 Soul. You're welcome. I'm glad I'm answering questions. It's pretty cool to interact with you, that's for sure. So I'm gonna try to do this live streaming more often so you can ask me questions directly and I can answer them, right? Okay, but let's just talk about the Spanish personal pronouns briefly. I hope you all know them. So yo, I, right? Tú, you, singular you. Él, he, ella, she, and usted, you. It's a polite way to say you. Okay. The next one is nosotros. Nosotros. And that's we, nosotros. Vosotros, you, and this one is plural. So, and actually vosotros is used in Spain, mainly. Okay. Ellos, they, that's a masculine they. Ellas, they, feminine they. And ustedes, you, plural. Okay. Now, we're gonna talk only about certain tenses because if I talk about all of them, if we conjugate in all tenses, it's gonna take forever. But you are gonna be able to download this visual aid, this material, on the SMElessons.com website, and it's free. It's totally free, guys. It's for you, so you can print it out. You can just have it on your computer and look at it and practice Spanish, specifically this verb. I'll let you know how to download this at the end of this video. Okay, so but today we will talk about the present tense. We're going to conjugate hablar in present tense, preterite, imperfect tense, and conditional. Okay? These are the basic tenses. It's really good to learn these tenses first and then move on and learn different tenses, more complicated tenses. Okay. Hi, Ivan. Oh my God, sorry, I can't pronounce the rest of your name. He's asking about where I'm from. Like, he wants to know which country are you from, Spain or some Latin? Okay, that's gonna be another video. I know a lot of people ask me, where are you from? Where are you from? That's gonna be another video because I'm mysterious. Okay, so let's get started. We've been talking about a lot of things. Okay, so just keep in mind that the personal pronouns, you won't be able to see them at some point. So I hope you know them. I'll try to tell you the conjugation and the personal pronoun as well. Okay, so I hope you can see this. Okay, I think you can. I think that's a good size. Okay, so present tense, yo hablo. I'm gonna get it a little closer. Okay, yo hablo, I speak, yo hablo. Tú hablas, you speak. This is all present tense. Él, ella, or usted habla. So he or she speaks or you speak. Remember, usted is the polite way of saying you. Okay. Él habla. Ella habla. Usted habla. Okay? Now, nosotros hablamos. Nosotros hablamos. We speak. Okay? Vosotros habláis. Vosotros habláis. You speak. Okay. So far, so good. And lastly, ellos, ellas, or ustedes hablan. Hablan. That means they speak. Ellos hablan. They speak. Ellas hablan. They speak. And ustedes hablan. You speak. Okay. So far so good. Present tense, pretty easy. There's no complications here. Do you guys have any question? No questions? Okay, no questions. Now let's do the next tense, preterite or past tense. El pasado. And present, el presente. Present tense, el presente. Okay, so now let's talk about this tense here, preterite. Preterite is, it's a little tricky because usually you need an accent mark on different letters. So that's important. That's really important. Okay, so the first one is Yo hablé. Yo hablé. I spoke. That's easy. Now we see the accent mark here. Hablé. Hablé. That's the intonation. Now, tú hablaste. Tú hablaste. You spoke. Tú hablaste. Okay? Él habló. Ella habló. Usted habló. Okay, so we can see here another accent mark on top of the letter O. That means he, she, or you, polite you, spoke. Okay? Now, the next one is nosotros hablamos. Nosotros hablamos. We spoke. Right? No accent mark there. So that's pretty good. Now the next one, vosotros hablasteis. Now this one is a pretty long one. It's similar to hablamos, but hablasteis is a little complicated to pronounce. So, yes. Vosotros hablasteis. This means you spoke. Oh, that's pretty good. And lastly, ellos hablaron. They spoke. Ellas hablaron. They spoke. Ustedes hablaron. You spoke. Okay? So far so good. Now, that was preterite. Preterite. An important tense. Now, let's talk about imperfect. Imperfect. So, in this case, the difference between preterite and imperfect is that here, this means I spoke. And here, hablaba, yo hablaba, is like saying I was talking. It's still something that happened in the past, but it's similar to saying I was speaking. But it's used in different situations. So I could say I was speaking, or I could say I used to speak. So it's a little tricky to use, but depends on the situation and what you want to say. So the imperfect tense is yo hablaba. That's the first one. Yo hablaba. If I say, for example, let me just show you something here. I don't know if you can see this. Just gonna give you a quick example. For example, if I say yo hablaba mucho. Yo hablaba mucho. It's like saying, oops, I have a typo here. Yo hablaba mucho. It means I used to talk a lot, or I was talking a lot. So it depends. If I want to say yo hablaba mucho mientras comía, that's some, oops, just one sec. Oh, I don't know why it's not working. Mientras comía. Yo hablaba mucho mientras comía. I was talking, or I was speaking. I was talking a lot while eating, you know? So it's something that you were doing while doing something else. Or if I just leave it like this, yo hablaba mucho, I was talking a lot. Yeah. So it's something that happened in the past, for sure. It's a tricky one. I will talk about this tense in future videos for sure. Okay. So that was just one example. So now let's see the conjugation. Yo hablaba. Hi, Joe Mac. How are you? Thank you for watching. Okay, so yo hablaba. Yo hablaba. I spoke or I was speaking. Tú hablabas. Oops. Tú hablabas. Tú hablabas. You spoke. Ella hablaba. I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah. Ella hablaba. She spoke. Él hablaba. He spoke. And usted hablaba. You spoke. Okay? Now let's see the next one. Hablábamos. Hablábamos. It has an accent mark here on top of the letter A, the one in the middle. Hablábamos. Hablábamos. Okay, so this is nosotros hablábamos. That's a long one. Nosotros hablábamos. We spoke. We spoke. Okay? Now, hablabais. That's the next one. Hablabais. Vosotros hablabais. That's a really weird way to say you spoke. But it is like that. In Spain, they use vosotros and they conjugate. They have their own conjugation for vosotros. So, vosotros hablabais. You spoke. Yeah, you plural. Okay, and lastly, ellas or ellos hablaban. They spoke. Or ustedes hablaban. Ustedes hablaban. You spoke. So yeah, this is a little complicated. There's a lot of blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's okay. I think you can master this verb for sure. I believe in you. Okay, now, just one sec. I just need to drink some hot cocoa. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat, guys. Okay, oh, that's great. 99 Sol again. I love when you guys tell me thanks in Spanish. That's great. Feel free to practice your Spanish. Tell me whatever you want in Spanish, and I love that for sure. So it's 99 Sol says, ¿cuál es el mejor país de habla español claramente? Porque yo quiero viajar afuera para estudiar, pero no sé a dónde ir. Okay, so that's a great question. That depends, because I think there are so many countries, that Spanish-speaking countries, where you can find amazing people and everything will be great for you to learn Spanish. If you go to Spain, that's great. That's amazing. But I think you need to consider what kind of or what type of Spanish you want to learn, meaning the accent. What kind of accent will you like to learn? If you want to learn Spanish from Spain, then you should go to Spain. If you want to learn more about the Spanish in Mexico, you should go to Mexico for sure. So it depends. So I think you should do some research on that, and whatever country you feel that you would like to go to and spend some time and learn the language, I think you should do that. All those countries, Spain, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, there's so many beautiful countries. So that's up to you. I can't say a country. Sorry. I think it should be a country that you really would like to go to for sure, because you're gonna enjoy enjoy everything about that country. So you're gonna learn about the culture, you're gonna learn about the language, about food. So that's amazing. So if you have a chance to go to more than one country where Spanish is the main language, then you should visit as many countries as you can for sure. Traveling is something really amazing. Yeah, so I hope that helped you out. Okay, so okay, let's just continue. Actually, I'm gonna try to do something really quickly, if you're okay with that. I'm gonna see if I can do something. I'm gonna take a minute break, but I'll be back, guys, for sure. Okay. Okay, I think that was a super quick break, like just less than a minute break. Okay, let's continue with the conjugation of this verb, hablar. We only have two more tenses, and that will be it. Okay, so let's do this. Now, the conditional tense is something, well, it just says it, conditional. I will do something if, something else. So it's like saying, for example, the first one here, yo hablaría. Yo hablaría. That means I would speak. I would speak. So once again, we can see an accent mark there. Now, the next one is, sorry. The next one is él, o tú, sorry. Tú hablarías. Tú hablarías. I would speak. You would speak, sorry. Sorry about that. You would speak. Okay. Tú hablarías. The next one is él hablaría. He would speak. Or ella hablaría. She would speak. Usted hablaría. You, polite, you would speak. An accent mark here as well. Let's not forget about that. Now, hablaríamos. Nosotros hablaríamos. Nosotros hablaríamos. We would speak. Now, vosotros hablaríais. Vosotros hablaríais. You would speak. And lastly, ellos hablarían. Ellos hablarían. Ellas hablarían. They would speak. And ustedes hablarían. Ustedes hablarían. You would speak. Okay? So, that is good. That was easy. So, you can see that every single conjugation conditional, the conditional tense, all the conjugation has an accent mark. Like this one has an accent mark, this one as well, this one as well, this one as well, all of them. And they're all on the letter I. So keep that in mind. And lastly, that's the last one. Well, before everything, do you have any questions about this conditional tense? Questions? No questions? Okay, let's move on. Don't worry, Nova. I will talk about these tenses in future lessons for sure. Just let me know. You can ask whatever you are confused or, I don't know, confused about. Just ask. Okay, lastly, future tense. Future. This is pretty easy. I love English because in English you have will. Will helps with all the future stuff, all the future conjugation of the English verbs. So that's pretty amazing. But in Spanish we have a different conjugation. Okay, so oops. The first one is yo hablaré. Yo hablaré. I will speak. Yo hablaré. And again, an accent mark. Tú hablarás. Tú hablarás. You will speak. Okay? So, another accent mark. As I said, guys, at the beginning of this video, I said that this is all you see here. This is something I made for you, so you will be able to download it and print it out if you want. Keep it on your computer. You will be able to download this document and look at it whenever you have time, so you know the conjugation of this verb. And it's like something that you can use for learning the conjugation, and you can practice in Spanish and all of that fun stuff. Okay. Okay, the next one is él hablará. Él hablará. He will speak. Ella hablará. Ella hablará. She will speak. Usted hablará. Usted hablará. You will speak. Okay? So that's pretty good. That's easy, right? Okay. The next one is nosotros hablaremos. Nosotros hablaremos. We will speak. We will speak. Nosotros hablaremos. Okay. The next one. Vosotros. Vosotros hablaréis. Vosotros hablaréis. You will speak. Okay. Another accent mark here. And lastly, ellos hablarán. Ellos hablarán. They will speak. Ellas hablarán. They will speak. Ellos masculine, ellas feminine. And ustedes hablarán. You will speak. Ustedes is mainly, it's similar to vosotros, but vosotros is from Spain. Ustedes is from the rest of the Spanish-speaking countries. Okay? Ustedes hablarán. You will speak. Okay. So that is it for today. Do you have any questions? Okay. Hi, Ninja C. Hi, well, Simon. Sorry. Hi, Simon. It's great that you're learning Spanish. It's great. It's great. Don't give up. It gets complicated. You know, when you're learning a new language, it gets complicated. You probably feel like giving up. It's too much information, too difficult, but don't give up. Practice every day. Learn something new every day. Even if you learn one word every day, that will be a lot of words at the end of the year for sure. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, Bruce. You're welcome. Okay, so there's 99 Souls has one more question. Oh, you're welcome, Joe. You're welcome. I'm really glad you are here watching this. I really appreciate you guys doing this, like just interacting with me. It means a lot. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what 99 Soul is asking. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So it was like a two-part question. ¿Hay algo diferente entre presente indicativo? Oh my God. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, so hay algo diferente entre presente indicativo y presente subjetivo. Whoa, that is a really interesting question. I really I will have to answer this question in a future video because there's so many different tenses. It's hard to just keep in mind all of them, and you know, it's like math. Sometimes you're really sharp. You learn everything perfect, but then years pass and you're like, how was it? How did it go? it's a little confusing. But I will I will let you know about this in a future video. But let me tell you that here, I don't know why I didn't say this first. What I did for you guys is this document has all the different tenses that you need, and it's not only one page. For example, the different moods in Spanish, there are different moods. This one here, the subjunctive, the indicative mood, subjunctive, imperative, you can see here, continuous, progressive, the perfect mood, the perfect subjunctive. So there is a lot of things to consider when conjugating a Spanish verb. So for example, if your question is presente indicativo, so this is indicativo, presente indicativo, so it will be hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, right here, right? And the subjunctive, like you were saying, yo hable, o hable, tú hables, él hable. So it depends on what you want to say. It's a more complicated conjugation, but it's not that difficult. For example, let me think of something I could tell you. It's all about what you want to say, believe me. For example, here, if I say, I just don't want to confuse you guys, but if I say tú hables, it's a subjunctive, right? It's present. So I could say something like, let me think about something here. I'm going to add the notepad here so I can write it. Okay. For example, if I say, it's gonna be a long example. Es bueno que hable español todos los días. So that means it's good that I'm talking, or I speak. It's good that I speak Spanish every day. You can't put here hablo. You could, but it doesn't sound natural. It's like saying it's good I speak Spanish every day. You know, es bueno que hable español todos los días. So it's this tense is a little bit more complicated. The mood, sorry, the subjunctive mood is a little complicated, but it's a present tense. Well, you can do it in a present tense and imperfect and imperfect too and future, so it gets a little complicated. That's why I always let me remove this notepad. Okay, so I always recommend to learn first the indicative mood, because that talks about facts, about present, about or preterite or different tenses, but it's a more concrete way to conjugate a verb, whereas the other ones there's more to it. There's more like situations, and it's a little bit more complicated. I will talk about all those Spanish moods for sure, because every single one has its difference, and it's a whole new world, believe me. But for now, I think we learned the basic conjugation, the indicative mood. It's basic, it's easy, and you can learn it pretty easily as well. Okay, but once again, guys, this is for you. You can download all of this. You will download this document. I will tell you right now. It looks like a lot of information, so it's gonna help you a lot for sure. Okay, so if you want to download this, just let me show you here. Hi, Naris de Bolis. Great, thank you for your comment. Yeah, I think this is great too. And I will do this more often. I know that I told you guys that I was going to live stream and it took forever. I'm sorry about that. I was a little busy. I was trying to understand more about how to live stream. But I got it, and I will do this more often for sure. Okay, so I'll show you how to download this document. It's pretty easy. You just have to go to sorry. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to move my video here, this window here. I'm gonna move it, I think, here. It looks pretty funny. Okay, so you gotta go to smelessons.com, smelessons.com, as you can see here. And then there is a section that says freebies. Freebies, it's a new section that I will upload different resources for you guys so you can download them for free. If you feel like you want to shop a little, feel free to do that as well. All that helps to the channel and the blog and everything. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to donate as well, thank you. And by the way, before I forget, I want to thank someone. I want to thank Joseph Mikani. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. It means the world to me. I loved it. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. And I'm really glad you like the lessons. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so just click on freebies. For example, if you go to smelessons.com, you will see something like this. By the way, don't miss out all the lessons here. They're free as well. But yeah, and then when you go to smelessons.com, click on freebies, and you will see here the resource, Conjugation of Hablar. You can add it to the cart. It's like shopping online. You add it to the cart, and then you, for example, if I click on this or add to cart, it will add it to the cart. So it's free. It's $0. Don't worry about that. Just add it to the cart, and then view cart, or just go up here. And well, it's just one. Only one. And I'm gonna have to, yeah, I think you can see from here. I'm gonna have to move my my window here, my little window. Yeah, so just add it to the cart, and once you're there, just click on, I don't think you can see it, but I'm gonna have to click on proceed to checkout. Just check out. It's gonna be free. Don't worry about that. It's $0. And then just, I think you have to add only your first name, last name, and email address, and then just place order. And then you will get something like a receipt, or you're gonna get an email with the download where you can download. Okay, so that's pretty easy. It's not complicated. You can do that whenever you want. It's gonna be available forever. Forever, as long as this website is up and running. It will be free for you guys. I will leave a direct link. I think if you see down below in the video description, you can see the direct link to the freebie, to the download. So you can do that as well, or just go to smelessons.com and click on freebies. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I think that's it. We learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions right now, because this is gonna be ending soon. It was amazing to interact with you. It was great. I loved it. I really had a good time. I hope you did as well. And I'll do this more often for sure. Thank you so much, guys. And I gotta say goodbye to you. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. And also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you for watching again. And I gotta say goodbye for now. Thank you. Bye.